God, that is so instrumental in helping us understand how we ought to treat our children, the things that are necessary to understand them even more, so that they, mighty God, will
that
grow
is so
up to be
instrumental
children
in
that
helping us
honor you.
understand how
Thank
we
you,
ought to
mighty
treat
God,
our children, the
that
things that
you
are
are
necessary to
powerful,
understand them
that you are
even more,
great.
so that
Thank you,
they,
Lord,
mighty
that you
God, will
just
grow
that is
up
so
to be
instrumental
children
in
at
helping
this
us
time.
honor you. Take control of this session, Lord. Be with us, Jesus. Mighty God, I pray that you come down. Remember the presenter. Take her in your arms, mighty God. Speak through her and help us as we listen, mighty God, to have receptive hearts. Be with us once more, mighty God. Visit our homes at this time. Touch our minds, our hearts, and our bodies, God, and take control. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. And so, parents, tonight I want to greet you all, and I must applaud you for taking the time this evening to join us to learn how we as parents, how our behaviors, how it affects the children that we love so dearly. And so, indeed, parents, we play a significant role in rearing and in the development of our children. And it's therefore important that we note as parents that the behaviors we display, whether they're conscious or unconscious, they can affect the lives of the young minds that we hold dear. I therefore encourage you tonight to enjoy the session, which is a power packed one with valuable information. And I ask for you and I wish for you a great evening. Lord bless you in this power hour.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Nelson. We really do appreciate your prayer and that good thought that you just sent on to our parent. Parent, I want to say welcome to you one more time. Not just those who are on Zoom, but those who are online. Did you know that our Power Hour has now gone online? That's on YouTube. I'm sure those who have joined our website would have received some indication that we are on live. And this is something that is going to happen every month. So every month that we are in and online in our Zoom platform, you will get that button, you will get that link, you will get that vibe, something to say, hello, join us, we are on. So please, as we're on tonight, I invite you to share the link. Tell someone they have a choice. They can join the YouTube channel or they can also join on Zoom. Come on, there are other parents who will benefit from tonight's presentation. So I'm asking you to send out the link. Just take that 1 minute or that 2 seconds and share the link at this time. All right, so before I go any further, I just want to ask two questions. The first one is, I'm going to ask, we have 47 persons online presently. I hope in the next 2 minutes, I will see about 80. So if each of you share the link to someone, the number will increase. Okay? The icebreaker for this evening quickly is for you to put in the chat one thing that you would like your child to learn from you. One thing that you would like your child to learn from you. Let us see the chat going up now. Or if you want, you can quickly open your mic and let us hear what is that one thing. Oh, I see Latoya Harris say humility. Thank you, Miss Harris, for sharing that. She wants her child or her children to learn humility. Anyone else? Responsibility, that is coming from Miss Sasha K. So we have humility and we have responsibility. Anyone else want to share? Accountability from Mrs. Reed. Respect from Miss Thomas. Yes, we're hearing it. respect, Miss Thomas. Anyone else? So we have heard humility, accountability, responsibility, kindness from Miss Ines. Yes. And those are good attributes that we need our children to learn from us. Generosity. Thank you so much, Miss Palmer. Miss Natasha Palmer, generosity, that is a good one. And two more, selflessness. That's a big one. Selflessness and empathy. Very important one. When our children knows how to show empathy, yes, resilience. Miss Capper, yes, thank you so much. And if you look in the chat, you will see, I only see one more person join. So I hope in the next 2 minutes, I will be seeing, I'm challenging you parents tonight to send the link to someone, another parent that you know will benefit from this presentation. Now, before we leave our icebreaker, there's one more thing I would like for you to tell us. Do you think that your behavior influences your child positively? Yes or no? Let's see the parents tell us. Yes or no? Do you think your behavior Yes, Miss Karen, thank you. I'm seeing a lot of yes. One says, oh, yes, and I'm seeing yes again. So I'm seeing some yeses, and that is awesome. Really awesome. Oh, yes, a lot. And the parents are responding, and I love that. Yes, thank you so much for taking part in this icebreaker. At this time, we will have a quick nugget from our literacy specialist, Mrs. Carlin Squire.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here another time sharing in this Power Hour, as the name suggests. We are here to be empowered. And as I'm asked this afternoon to share some nuggets, can't hear me?
Yes, clearly we are.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, miss, we are.
Okay. I saw where someone was saying that they can't hear. Right. To share just briefly on the area of literacy, specifically reading, I just want to say that we know that we live in a digital age where students gravitate more towards using the technological devices. However, reading is a skill that is still very important for us. And as one quote says, reading makes a full person. So when we are unable to read, and reading here, I'm referring to decoding words on a page and also to gain meaning from that. So it's not just to be able to read words and that's it. And sometimes parents, some of you, because the children are able to read the words, you say, but he or she can read. How come teacher says he's reading at the grade 1 level or the grade 2 level, but it's because the child is unable to gather meaning from what is read, or what we say to comprehend what is read. So we know that reading is very important. Starting out, ensure that your children, especially the young ones I'm referring to now, know the letter sounds. And how you can test that simply and quickly is just write the letters, 26 letters of the alphabet randomly, and just touch them randomly and ask the child to make the sound. That's how you can know quickly if the child is able to produce the sound. And it is also important for them, more important for them to know the sound than to know the letter. It makes no sense they know the letter and don't know the sound, because when you are reading, it's not the letter you say, you make the sound. And being able to put the sounds together, that is a good indicator that they will have reading success in later years. So ensure that you know that your young children are able to do that. And For the others who are reading already, continue to encourage them so that they will let this habit be a lifelong one. And we know that there are digital stories that they can read, but let them read books to give their eyes a break from the devices. Let them read from books. It's still a good feeling to curl up with a good book and to read. All right. And also read with them, read to them, let them read to you. And when you do that, that's also provides bonding for you and your child or children. All right. So we know that we want everyone to be reading at their grade level or above. And for those parents who are aware that your children are not reading at grade level, I encourage you to seek help from now. There are reading classes at school. We have morning classes. We have the afternoon enrichment program. Don't wait until it's time for grade 4 PEP, grade 5 PEP, grade 6 PEP, and that is when you realize that your child is unable to read to access the exam and to do well. That would be too late. Not that it is impossible, but it will be too late. It will be a burden on everyone at that time to catch up. So parents, please be vigilant, especially where reading is concerned, and seek help if you know that your child is in need. Thank you very much for listening. Over to you, Miss Henry.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Squire. I really appreciate that, and I'm sure the parents would have received such tip and are now thinking about it if their children are not yet engaging in any of those activities. Thank you once again. Okay, at this time, it's really an exciting time for me, always an exciting time for me to introduce to us our well-known principal, Mr. Nero Christian, who will bring us greeting at this time. So over to you, Mr. Christian, with your vibrant greetings.
Greetings, everybody, and a pleasant good evening to all. Man, it is the time for the powerful hour. Yes, man, it's power hour time. It's a program that I'm proud of. It started last year as an initiative from the guidance department, led by our own hardworking and very dedicated guidance counselor and her entire guidance team, who puts together these power-packed 1.5 hour usually, and sometimes when the discussion sweet, parents even linger afterwards, to get a little bit more from the presenters as to, what more can I do? I tend to tell people, that if you are to access some of these seminars and workshops outside of a thing like Power Hour, you have to pay some good money, Yes, man. If you look how much some of these self-help workshops cost and these specialized seminars cost. So I don't take lightly the fact that Miss Henry would have put so much work into putting together these top-notch speakers. Tonight I look forward to hear from Dr. Camille Hudson. Oh yes, social worker and lecturer, who will be coming to us tonight with a power-packed presentation. Once again, parents, I enjoy your interaction with our presenters. I love to listen to the type of questions that you ask at the end and, get your questions answered. I feel so good because, in life, I've come to appreciate that it's not about the majority. The crowd is never and will never be going in the right direction. So when I see 10 persons, 20 persons, 30 persons, 40 persons, 100 persons, 200 persons take the time out to log into these programs and to take away from it something else that you can use as a parent, as a guardian, as a family friend, anybody at all who is around children, who are, doing their best to raise children in a very difficult world, difficult society. Power Hour is just for you, right? And, I take great pleasure when I see people come out and they leave with the information, whether our presentation is about how to better help your child with reading and comprehension, whether it is about, are you struggling with a child who displays signs and symptoms of autism or any other learning challenges, whether it is a presentation on drug and drug abuse and behavioral management, or just an encouragement as to what strategies you can use to help your child to maximize his or her performance in PEP. These things are amazing. I want to give a special big up to our audience who is joining us live on YouTube. And let me tell you, Angel's Primary broadcast to a global audience of more than 3,500 subscribers, who every time it is that we post our content, they get notified that, hey, something is happening on Angel's Primary YouTube channel. Our commitment this year and subsequent years is to continue to push more and more our digital footprint, to get our content, rich things out there. Everybody taking phone and going live and broadcasting all sorts of foolishness. So why shouldn't we, as one of Jamaica's top primary educational institution, not put out content that will enrich the lives of those who take the time to watch? So if you have not subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? We put everything out, and we are committing to put even more content like Power Hour and our prize giving and our graduation ceremony and guest speaker presentations. I will even try my best to see if we can capture some of the events of school life, such as our Heritage Day celebrations, and put them out on our YouTube channel. So if you have not yet, click on the link that I have shared in the group. I'll share it again. I'll share it several times throughout the night, as I know that different persons might join in late. And like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Remember, click that notification bell so that you too can get notified when Angel's Primary is putting out yet another amazing content. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, enjoy tonight's presentation, as it has been well curated for your fulfillment. Thank you, and have yourself a wonderful night.
Thank you so much to our wonderful principal. Very hardworking, very vibesy, very, very techie. He is our principal, always our principal, and that is Mr. Nero Christian. Thank you so much, Mr. Christian. We thank you all the time for greeting and talking to us. Now, I see the challenge. I see persons coming on, and I'm still challenging you to invite another parent on the Zoom platform or on our YouTube platform. So yes, I see that some of you are sending out the link. I'm watching the numbers. I'm encouraging you, share this presentation with someone else tonight. Just to let you know that into the chat, we have our register. Parents, I'm asking you please to fill in the register. It is very important that we collect that data. So I'm asking you to take the time as you're listening to fill out that register. Thank you so much again for being here. The person we have to present to us tonight is one with a long, long profile. But guess what? We are going to just make it small, even though it's large. So let me just tell you a little bit about this wonderful person. This person is a justice of peace for the island of Jamaica, where she served on various committees such as welfare, community activity program, public appeal, court management, lockup and station, in charge at the Central Village Lockup, senior citizens. She is also one of the assistant inspectors of Poor and Homelessness Coordinator in Poor Relief Department of St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, where she is currently employed. Now, as an Assistant Inspector of Poor and Homelessness Coordinator, Dr. Hudson is responsible for the management of the Spanish Town Southwest District and the homeless population of St. Catherine. So those persons you see that are homeless and going around, she's the one who takes care of them. Prior to assuming these positions, Dr. Hudson worked as part-time teacher at the Lindsay Primary and Junior High School, Wakefield Primary School, and the Above Rocks Vocational Training Institute. She is an adjunct lecturer at both the Monique College and the Jamaica Theological Seminary. She joined the staff of the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development on secondment, where she worked as a regional manager, supervising 6 parishes, a position she held periodically from December 2013 to December 2016. She was also seconded for a couple months at the Medical Services branch of the Jamaica Constabulary Force in 2018 and as counselor. And just a little bit more, and then we will put her on. Dr. Hudson is also the beneficiary of several training seminars in management. She was also featured by the Jamaica Beacon and interviewed by Nationwide for work done with the homelessness in St. Catherine, a recipient of Outstanding Community Service Award in Linstead. Dr. Hudson, a strong belief in volunteerism, where she served in capacities such as Secretary, PTA Linstead Primary, mentor at UTEC, Relief Distribution Coordinator, Jamaica Red Cross, mentor at Vocational Training Development Institute, mediator, dispute resolution foundation, counselor at the Linstead Police Station. As I said before, Dr. Camille Hudson, she has much about her and she's quite capable to present to us tonight. She's the holder of a doctorate in psychology, master degree in counseling psychology, specialized in marriages and the family, bachelor's degree in social work, postgraduate diploma in education and training, diploma in psychological studies, and has over 20 years managerial experience in various capacities as certified mediator for the island of Jamaica. Now I'm going to ask you at this time to put some love in the chat for Dr. Camille Hudson, our presenter for tonight, the Vibes Master. Put up some love for Dr. Camille Hudson as she presents to us tonight. Welcome, Dr. Hudson.
Thank you, Lady Henry, for that introduction. Let me take this time out to greet our principal, Mr. Nero Christian, and acting vice principal, Mrs. Crystal Nelson, and the lady squire, all the administrative staff and the other staff at the Angel Sparrow School, and of course, special greetings to our guidance and counseling department, Miss Aniva Henry and her team, parents, students, and those who are coming on to be a part of what our able principal had just alluded to, that the Angels Primary School is not just a learning institution for our students, but our parents and our community at large. I want to say to you, thank you for having me. Our topic, our theme, how your behavior affects your child, both at home and in public. Now we have some thought-provoking question. When your child look at you, what do they see? Think about it. When my child look at me, when my children look at me, what do they see? Who do they see? Do they see me as a mother, a father, or parent, or a rebel, or somebody who is just there? Who do my child see me as? Do your words lift your child up or weigh them down? When you speak to your child, is it that they want more of your knowledge, or they shirk away from you, or you have them wear a permanent frown, or they don't want to be in your presence? How do I react? How do I react? Or how do you react when your child make a mistake in the public? When your child did something wrong, how did you react? Or how would you react if your child would do something thought-provoking? Would your child say they feel safe to be by themselves, or themselves, your children, or do they feel safe, or does your child feel safe to be by him or herself? Are you the example you want your child to follow? These are very thought-provoking questions. What story is your behavior telling your child? My behavior, your behavior, what are we reflecting? Is your child copying your tone, or has he copied your tone of voice? Would you be proud or would you be embarrassed? What you have spoken to your child. If your child repeats the same thing, would you be proud of your child or would you be embarrassed? Now, in a stressful situation, how would you handle that in front of your child or your children? And we can go down, and I will close with this one. What lessons are your children learning from the way you treat others? Not only how you treat yourself or how you treat them, but how you treat others. These are truly thought-provoking questions. So, how your behavior affects your child, both at home and in public, means seeing your actions through your child's eyes and recognizing that they are constantly what? Learning from you, even when you are unaware. So all of those are thought-provoking questions that I have just alluded to. Your child or your children are learning from you. So I'm going to be going down, and I'm not going to be long with you. And I love to start from within the home. Your home is your child's first classroom. And sometimes some of us as a parent expect our children to be our teachers rather, to be everything to our children. The teacher, the mother, the father, the nurse, if them head at where you come home, come tell me, fam. What me can tell teacher? Before you come home, come tell me that. So we are expecting so much more, but we are to remember that the home is your child's first classroom. Your behavior teaches them what is normal, what is abnormal, what is safe, and what is expected. So the tone of voice, how you speak to your child. And many of us, we are so much of a rebel on the inside. And when we get on the outside, we wear a mask. I'm not going to be asking for a show of hand as it relates to them questions. So our tone of voice, if you speak with kindness, talk to me. Even when upset, your child learns that emotion can be handled calmly. Even when you're upset, you're experiencing a particular emotion, but because of your demeanor, how you demonstrate your action in front of your child will learn that it's okay to be calm, even when you're upset. So if you yell or use sarcasms or use the proper words, don't expect them not to be listening. These children, our 21st century children, are a different set of children. Like one time when I was growing up, my mother would just do like this with her eye and my head straight. So all when the parents do so with the eye, to pick the children, I'm looking into your eyes and say, huh? And the phrases and the thing like, oh, duh. Am I speaking? If I am speaking, wave your hand from your gallery. And I'm saying, duh. So sometimes somebody said the booty will work for me, or the broomstick when come is, oh yeah, chat too. But the calmness of the situation, we have to bring a different approach to our children to allow them to understand that, hey, we can trash this out. And even though you come inside here with your attitude and your altitude, we can deal with this calmly. So what's your tone of voice? So we express how we speak kindly. And we speak in a mannerism and a way that your child will go out and demonstrate the same kind of action and behavior. I won't belong with you because some of these things you have already know. So your reaction to mistakes, you make a mistake. How do you respond and how you reciprocate in that wise? If you show patience, when they spill or break something, oh my baby, accidents do happen. Don't allow them to become frantic and start trembling. Jesus, we're dead now. We have got to tell a lie. No. Accidents do happen. Come get the rag, get the napkin. Let's do this together. Oops, I'll get this one for you because there's a splinter in it. There's a bottle in it and I don't want you to get cut. Let me do this for you. Next time, please be careful. If you can't manage, call mommy or daddy or somebody to help you. How about that? So your reaction to mistakes, but because the pressures of life are so much on us, the first thing is to yell, you're an idiot, you're not have no sense, so you're fool, so you're blind, why you not look? But remember, we are prone to mistakes. The same thing would have happened to you sometime, and the child would have seen it. So how you show patience? They learn that mistakes are part of growth. So we make mistakes to grow. When I tell persons, I'm doing a little disclosure, in the early onset of my life, yes, I was involved in everything, but my early education experience would have behooved me when I left school. My subjects level were below. So encourage them that even though you fail or you made a mistake here and now, going forward, you correct the same by doing more practices. So you're going to hold instead of one hand, I'm holding a bottle here, you're going to do with two hands. So going forward, you put the phone down and pay attention. Gracefully, you say these things to our children, your child. Why I say our children, they are coming out to us. They're not only yours, right? So you loan them to us for part of the day, so they belong to us. So instead of holding it and behaving like you're expert and walking in the phone and walking with the phone and looking at the phone and dancing at the same time, hold it with both hands, all right? Reaction to mistakes we are talking about. So if you get angry or dismissive, they might start hiding things from you out of fear or shame. And we don't want our children to be lying to us. So put away the anger, put away the abusive words, and remind ourselves that we too are prone to mistakes, and we have also made mistakes. So our children are going to make mistakes. Do we remember the theme or the topic that we are talking about? Your behavior, how it affects your child, both at home and in the public space. All right? So how we treat them at home. Remember, we are coming from the tone of voice, our reactions to mistake or mistakes. So going down, how you handle stress. Them stress me out at work. I mean, I want a body stress me out in here so tonight. I don't bother with it because it's not nice inside if you don't make me open my mouth. No, not because it was heavy on you on the external. When you get home, your home's supposed to be a safe place, a safe environment where love is exhibit on the highest level. What me talking about in this Jamaica, you know? Yes. When you get home, your home's supposed to be a safe space. Your children have been bullied externally. When they come home, they don't want to hear any bullyism. When they get home, they want to feel the love. Come and tell mommy and daddy what's happening today. You're stressed out, you know, and you don't know where you're going to get the next dollar to send him or her to school tomorrow, or send them to school tomorrow. Because some people have twins, you know that go. But entreat them with love. Care for your children. Let them know that it's okay to be stressed, but humble and calm and meek and nice and loving. So show coping strategies. Come, let's breathe easy. And you do look a full exercise. We call it full exercise at home. Breathe in, breathe out. Come on, join me, man. Breathe in, and everyone be a part of it. Help each other to do what? Relax, because you're coping in handling stress. Talk about it. And you don't have any playfield to walk around the house, or walk in front of the house, or walk in the house. Most Jamaicans now have a flat screen TV. No big back anymore. Not true. No big back. I know some people are saying, true, miss them the days they're done and gone. So put on the 20 minutes walk on your YouTube. Just like how you sit down and watch the whatever dance and the whatever YouTube movies. Put on the little exercise and you do it together. You are teaching your children how to be resilient. Resilience is the key to help to calm in this powerful world of stress and distraction. So we are in the home now. Let your home be a safe haven for your children. Now, when them run out and gone into the arms of the Talibans, you go down a station and go and stress out police. And tell police, say, me can't bother with the boy, and me can't bother with the girl, come here, go kill him, no can't take him out, you find one who won't put him. They're in your home. So what you teach them, how you teach them to cope. Then tomorrow morning when you wake up, you feel a pat on your shoulder. Mommy, you're all right? Because coping mechanism has been developed, and they're ensuring that not only you are ensuring that they are okay, they're ensuring and wanting to know if you are okay. Daddy too. Hello, daddy's on the line. So if you lash out or withdraw, now come in my room. You hear me say? And lock them out. Who you're locking them out to? And when they get on the phone, where's my phone? Them down in the phone and yeah. And them look at mommy coming and them looking left and them down in the, that's what you lock them out to. So, withdrawing and lashing out at them, they may feel responsible that they are part of your reaction. We don't want that. So, the world out there stressing them out, stressing you out, and beating up on you and beating up on them. Who are they going to run to? They should be running home. Can't wait for when the bell ring, you have lunchtime, break time, and going in home in time. So they can't wait for going home in teachers, what they call it, going home in time. And they can't wait to go home in time to go home. But if they are going home to an environment of chaos, stress, war, them going to stay at school over 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock, the little boy and the little girl just at going in your place like say them a big man and big woman. Not true. But these are the things. How do we handle stress? If you show coping strategies and if you don't lash out or withdraw, they will not feel responsible. And they will not mirror that action and those reactions, take them on the external. So teacher have to call you into school because a boy or a girl down there fight and you never send them to school or fight. And this me send them down here for do? or Mr. Christian gate flooded and the guidance counselor office flooded. No, we don't want that. All right? Time and attention. You notice I touched on a little piece of the withdrawal. And when I was asked to do this, I carefully select the direction and the probing questions that your guidance counsel would have, affixed. Your time and attention. How much time are we giving our children? How much attention are we giving our children? I just do a little spring off. We're talking about our children now. The same thing with our spouses in our relationship. The kids watch. You give time to the boyfriend and you give time to the girlfriend. And mommy, come help me do this now, please. Me have to carry my homework tomorrow. Daddy and the girlfriend. I'm talking about reality now because it's affecting not only the parents, but when the kids come to school tomorrow morning, there are questions. What happened last evening? Why? And if some of the children will say, mommy gone with and daddy did and him run there smoke and a drink boom and they will express, because guess what? The fear factor sometimes are in the school because teacher go punish me, teacher go beat me. So that kind of a running away from to and from that to from. Are you with me? Let me see what's going on here. Is my audience, if my audience is with me, wave your hand. I want to see some hands going up. Am I speaking factually here? Because our children need to feel safe. Parents online, some of us are dignified professionals, right? Dignified professionals, and we spend times nurturing our jobs, nurturing our staff, and our families are left behind. Our families need the same kind of a nurturing that we are given the external forces. Hence, our homes are becoming battlegrounds, and our teachers and other persons who have to be in their spaces at particular times have to be in the defense. All right? So we have to take care and take note of how we treat our children. I want to point out to you that time and attention. If you're not emotionally present, your child will not feel valued. They will not learn healthy attachment. But if you are emotionally present, your child will feel valued and learns a healthy attachment. I know you know exactly where I'm going. No, there are a number of persons out there. We don't discriminate, and I will not use any discriminatory words. But there are some persons who wear and bear particular profiles out there which appear to be safe and appear to be a loving space and a loving environment. And if our children, I'm getting real firm because I am seeing some things that are happening with our children now, that emotionally present, we are missing from our children's life, and of such adulthood become the same thing at times. When we as facilitators and teachers are in the space of our students and in external factors, we are seeing that there is no emotional attachment or little emotional attachment when it comes on to bonding with our children. We are talking about time and attention, how we treat our children in the home and the external. if you're not constantly distracted, or if you're constantly distracted, they may feel unimportant or they may feel important if you are not distracted or act out of or for attention. And that is very important. When I was doing this little research and say, how do I connect with my parents or these parents? I will say it again. Emotionally bonding with your children or your child, it's very important. It's so painstaking to see the arms of who our children are lying in. Because we are not bonding with them. We are not spending any time with our family. We are constantly distracted, loud and abusive talking. You can speak, but not loudly. You can be firm and the point gets out. So we are saying that we need to spend time with our children and give them that attention needed. So we are coming from your tone, your reactions and mistakes, how you handle stress and time and attention. Come on, my parents. We have to wake up and get it right, those of us who are not doing it right. So careless and reckless use of words, use of foul, abusive language before our children can have disastrous effects on their mental growth. Their mental growth, their mind has become scarred and they become used to it, so it would have appear that it's the norm, and they go out and they use the same thing to teacher. Boy and girls are draping and grabbing teachers, abusing their peers. So we have to be careful how we treat our children. Disastrous effect on their mental growth, their mind. Habits can be developed through taking them to Sunday school or Sabbath school or wherever the spiritual aspect of it. Some persons don't go to church, but they have an altar at home. That really helps. That works. Miracles. Teach them how to pray. You're not praying about. I remember at some point in time before, I'm going to be doing a little piece of disclosure before my father started going to church fully. He was in and then he was out, and before he started going fully, him say, make sure say, on a mother not ready before on your in here this your morning. And we got to be ready. We got to be ready. The seed has been sown. What kind of a seed are we sowing in our children's mental growth and development? So you're going to teach them how to pray. Play games with them, meaningful games. The same cell phone come, bring the cell phone come. We're going to play that game that you've been playing. And right away, them confused because no gamers was playing. It's them chatting and them delete, and all of a sudden the game pop up. So transformation is taking place in the meantime. What do you think? So habits can be developed through this. We don't read bedtime stories to our children anymore because not no time for that, because the time span, and me reaching 8 o'clock, and by the time I grab in front of me Zella, and by the time I reaching out for go boy, little porridge, little dirty gal, and a little flash out and a little white rice, the time gone. Yes, I know all of that, but we have to spend a little more time giving them some time so they can develop this warmth, this love, this compassion, this kind of a patience. Pushing and shoving. You notice how some of our persons behave outside? Where is it coming from? Taking children out on drives. The car is not just to carry your boyfriend in there alone, or go pick up your girlfriend down the road. Put your children inside of there and drive them, go up a Devon house and go down a Flatbridge, like I don't know where Flatbridge there, go down a Bogwall, or carry them wherever you live in St. Catherine, drive them, go over Portmore, drive them, and if it's even for 1 hour, give them some time. Picnic, social events, school having something, not tell them, say, nah, go now because you're facing with me now, come go on like you're a big man and you're a big woman. No, give them some time to be a part of their social activities externally. I am playing on this because I'm seeing that there's a weakness in this area, helping them with their schoolwork and even by lending a keen ear. You don't have a clue about the maths because them kind of a maths and them kind of a English that Mr. Christian teaching them children down there. Parents not have a clue. Yes, it has nothing to do with Mr. Christian or the teachers are part of the curriculum. And we got to learn it. We got to get with it because this is the direction that education is going. So we got to go with it. So helping them. You don't understand, but you can count. You can count and you can read a little bit. Help them to count it and help them to match. And if you don't understand, you're chatty about cousin where you're calling, we're bright and go to high school and graduate from a degree or some, call them and say, oh, how this go? Let me read it and tell you. All right, get me a go get your phone. Those are the kind of a thing they help. They help. All right, participating in their talks, their conversation, be a part. You don't understand a clue. You don't have a clue what's going on. But sit down and listen when I can listen now. Don't you can do that? If you can do that and will do that, and if you encourage, let me say it. If you encourage that kind of a behavior, let me see the hands them waving again. Be a part of cognitive, emotional development. Be there for them because if we don't, what is going to happen? We are going to lose them. All right? So I'm coming down. I'm going to go to the external in the public space, but I want to do a little thing as it relates to the home. This part of it. Oh, before I go down to the parenting fights and arguing, I want us to be cognizant of the fact that sometimes we realize that some children fail to distinguish between good and bad in their early years. Because the environment in which some of our parents have our toddlers, our children grow up in, they don't know how to balance bad and good. So as parents, we have to learn also how to develop good attitudes. You're not used to it. Some of us are not. But we have to ensure that we develop. It's not we alone in the house anymore. Little Tony inside there and little Sarah inside there. And they're watching what we do at home. So it is therefore necessary to avoid such. So we go down to the parents fighting and arguing. Fighting and arguing in front of our children. And when them go down to school, go fight, or go down, go box them down in front of the whole school and tear off them clothes and take broomstick and beat them and kick them down and abuse them. And that me say no come to school for about is that you teach them down a house. And that's how you teach them to resolve conflict. So when someone does something to him or her, it resorts to fighting and arguing. Don't know how to resolve conflict. So our children are very sensitive. So they're able to understand. They're able to comprehend when we divert. So some of them will ask, then I want my mom nice. So she not cause Jesus have mercy. My nice my shoes not up. All the belt buckle pop off when me not play karate today. And how she now cause. You understand what I'm saying? Give them that kind of a thing that they have this feeling safe. Even though the belt buckle is broken, come here. What's wrong? Tell me all about. You don't know. Say, I say, mommy one. And you see the struggle that I've been through. Be careful. Not the fighting and the cussing. Yes, are you broken bad? Can me tell us if you tell the boy? No. Do it in a more peaceable way. So when they get out, I'm coming out of the house now to go into the public. And the last thing that I'm going to be saying before I get into the public space, criticizing others in front of your children. In common Jamaican term, we chat people in front of we picking at them. That's not good. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's a no. You don't criticize your relatives. You don't criticize your friends. You don't go and go chat the big guy co-worker and me tell us how the woman wicked. No, not in front of your children. Worse, your teacher. Then when the child go down there and start presenting Miss Henry now, and then Miss Henry say, come here. My mother say, you're wicked. And my mother say, you're thieving money. And my mother say, she'll come go on like she nice, and when we're gonna go talk to her, ask her for help, she not help me, not help. Be careful what we say. They are going to be going out and be our radios and our television and our cell phones. So develop this kind of attitude, a winning attitude of praising, a winning attitude of not speaking about dislikes, but likes and loves. So if we do that at home, our children results are going to be wrongful conduct. And I'm bringing out the public space now. In social gatherings, or among family members and friends, or even at church. So you're going up there and sing, when the roll is called up yonder. And when you look down there, then she mommy, and she mommy never chat. So criticizing others in front of our children, it's a no. Let's walk down the public aisle. Your child or your children are watching how you treat the world, and they are also learning how to be a part of it. So how we treat the world, that's what our children are going out there to display. How you treat others. And I have put that in to just merge in the public space, how you treat others. If you are respectful and polite, your child learns empathy and social respect. If you are rude or impatient, they might internalize and they will develop intolerance. So you're going to the bank. You just come in. Lord, the bus go left me in the country, me I go. You're going to the doctor's office. Oh, in a full 10 o'clock appointment, me have this when I come in at 12 o'clock, but that one have 9 o'clock appointment. And you just come in and I come go and the child is there. They are watching. I use these examples because they are typical ones. You go down for orientation. I wonder if they know say me I go walk. I wonder if I text along with that woman over there, so. That the ugly one there over there, so. At what time now? What time am I going to lose the one of my DSP? They think they can't pay me? The child is right there in the new uniform. The new one. That they will call it the little ones who say the new uniform. The uniform, right. They are listening. They are watching. If you are rude, they are listening and they are watching. So how you treat others. They are mirroring. That's what we said in counseling. Our children are mirroring our actions. So how you respond to embarrassment. If you calmly redirect or guide them, they will feel protected and supported. Excuse me. What they will feel? They will feel protected and supported. If you shame or scold them in front of others, it can damage their whole self-esteem and trust in you. We can't afford for us to be the ones who are allowing our children to be what? Damaged goods. We have to protect them. We have to protect their self-esteem. We have to protect their worth. So disciplining them in public, you stay calm and consistent. Don't say that. Come on, smile, say good morning. Be polite. So they will learn the rules and they will be applied everywhere they go. So discipline in public, you be calm and consistent. If you open your mouth, you tell me box you down. What's wrong with you? So if you change your behavior to avoid judgment, they get mixed signals and test your boundaries. So if you remain consistent, you will not have that challenge when you get out in the public domain. So in our public spaces, and I'm going to be closing right now, we have to be careful what we do and what we say. And what I have noticed over time is that depending on the tone that you use, because some of these children test you and they will drop the thing on the ground, or some of them, the big boys, they will cut them 10 and go on and give you attitude and one. And the more you lash out at them, it's the more they display this kind of a chronic attitude. So the more mild we are with our children, especially in public spaces, the best result we will get from them. And from our children's perspective in closing, when you are mad at me, I feel like I'm not good enough. But when you talk to me softly, even if I did something wrong, I feel like I can try again. That's the perspective of your child. When I see you help someone or smile at strangers, I think that's what I should do. And I'm going to put this one in. When I say good morning and good evening, my child will become adoptive of this behavior. And now to treat their peers also. And my final thought, you don't have to be perfect, but being mindful, honest, and willing to repair mistakes teaches that will teach your child the most important lessons. And some of these lessons are of empathy, accountability, and love. I say love lastly because love covers all. Children don't need flawless parents. They need real ones who will try. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Okay, put some hands up for our the evening. Let me see some love. Angels love. Let's put some love in the chat. Show some appreciation. And that was very quick, but a lot of information I heard. So parent, it is now time for you to open your mic and ask any question that you need to ask Dr. Hudson at this time. It is the time. You heard her. You've heard the points. If you need to know something else, you can go ahead and ask the questions. You can also put the questions in the chat. Right? Oh, I'm seeing some laughter, some love. You're getting a lot of love. Lovely presentation, Dr. Hudson. Yes, we're seeing them. So it's time for you to open your mic and ask the questions. Remember, she just presented on parent representation, how your behavior affects your child at home or in public. Very important topic tonight that we looked at. We know that our children imitate what they see. So where are the questions? Let us hear them right now. Our children copy their parents' behavior, that we know their actions more than their words. Are there any questions? Oh, Miss Harris, go ahead and ask your question. Mrs. Harris. Go ahead, Miss Harris. Are you able to open your mic?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Wasn't able to unmute.
Okay,
Yes,
sorry about
thank
that.
you. Dr. Hudson, very informative presentation, I must say. Earlier when you started and you asked the question, I said, Lord Jesus, I wonder how them see me. So, so I said to my son, when you think about me, what two words come to mind? So, so he said, kind and thoughtful. So I said, why you say that? So him say, you remember the day we're in the supermarket and the angel's parent didn't have enough money to pay the cashier. And mommy, you paid the balance for the father. You remember? So me said, thank you, Jesus. But you know, it's very, very good. And so this presentation really, would help also to say, don't take anything for granted. Just ensure that we stay on the right path and continue to model the behavior. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Harris. Thank you very much. I am seeing Miss Bromfield. Go ahead, Miss Bromfield. It's your turn. Go ahead, Miss Bromfield.
Hello, you can hear
Yes,
me?
we're
Yes,
hearing you now,
wonderful.
yes.
I really, good evening, moderator and Angels community,
Good
and a
evening.
special evening to our presenter, Dr. Hudson. I really want to commend you, Dr. Hudson, for giving us such an insightful, very practical, very relevant presentation. It really was good and it really was thought-provoking and soul-searching. And I really feel that every parent online must begin that introspection based on this particular presentation.
Yes.
I have a question, and I would like you to respond. In a situation where the parent may have multiple partners, or they may change partners frequently, and the child is observing this because they bring the partners home. Maybe the partners stay over in the home sometimes, but the children or the child is seeing all of this. What kind of impact is this likely to have on the child or the children? How does the child feel or likely to feel, you think, especially when this is happening in front of the whole community, you know? How as parents should we deal with that kind of thing? Because the truth is that some of us, we do have that kind of lifestyle. Does it have any impact on the children, you think?
Yes. So you're saying when a parent has a multiple partners over time or frequent changes of partners, it can give a variety of effects on a child. Some potential challenging, others more neutral or even positive, depending on how the situation is handled. So emotionally and psychological impact, you're talking about instability and uncertainty when the child might what the child might feel confused or insecure, or if new adults frequently enter and leave in their life. So that leaves the child confused, retard their mental process because they are seeing other children with mommy and daddy only. Why it matters? Children often thrive on consistency. Change in relationship can feel like emotional upheaval if they are not given enough, that kind of a necessary time to understand what is happening, this kind of a turmoil that is happening inside of their head. So it confused them. So attachment, we have a term that we call attachment difficulty or difficulties. What might happen if a child become attached to a partner who later disappear? Can feel like a loss or rejection. So long-term effect as it relates to attachment, it affects the child's ability to form secure, underline the word, secure attachments in their own relationship later. So it's not only now, it's long-term, it's a futuristic. So let's look at the role and the model of confusion. So what the child might ask, who do I look up to? Who is in charge? Who can I trust? The impact, they might feel the kind of a struggle to understand family roles, family values, family morals, the ethics, what? Especially if in each new partner has a different parenting style or value. Worse, they come to beat upon the child. So the boy say, yo, you know my daddy, you can't talk to me if you let me one more time. Watch what going to happen inside here. So the trust issue. And this, when I say trust issue, I'm talking about, the term that we use, how it impacts the relationship. The trust issue. Listen, this is a good question. There's so many things coming out. The relationship impact, the trust issue, jealousy and loyalty. You seen that? Jealousy and loyalty conflict can come out of it. Children may feel torn between. And I'm going to say like the final part I might put in here. That comes to me, the behavioral impact. You're acting out, the withdrawal, the accelerated maturity, big man before time becomes like little adults before time. And we see that over time, not even in our own children, but next door. The teachers are experiencing these kind of a thing in the schools. And what I would say that will help most is try to be consistent. The consistency, the honesty, the emotional safety. And the last point that I'll make, you notice we have child guidance in Spanish Town, the last place, because the child, the behavioral, the entire behavioral attitude, mood, and everything would have changed, and you're going to be seeking help. Oh, that's a mouthful. Did I answer the question? I see somebody, Shauna K, feeling of betrayal. Yeah. Back to you, Miss Henry. I'm not hearing anything. Were you hearing me? I said so many things. I'm not sure if anyone heard me.
I was hearing you.
Ah.
Okay, Miss Brownfields, she said, thank you. It was well said. Is there any other question from anyone from the platform? I had written into the chat that based on the question that was asked, Dr. Hudson, I would want to add that a child, whenever time a child sees a parent with more than one partner, you said it before that it causes confusion. And I wanted to add that a child usually forms a bond with the first partner, the second partner, the third partner. And whenever time they form that bond with the first partner, if that partner should leave, then you will find that the child develops. Yes, there will be trust issues, and the child will develop fear and abandonment or a feeling of being unloved. This comes out in the school setting where sometimes persons do not understand Dr. Hudson. For example, sometimes you see the parent taking their children to school, and you find that when they take them to school and they are leaving, they are crying. There are some of the students who cry because of this very same reason, thinking that that parent is going to leave and do not return. So sometimes parents do not understand it. They just think that the child is spoiled, or they think that the child is just afraid to be at school. But sometimes it's not that kind of fear. It is just the fact that the child is thinking that, okay, this one is leaving and may not return. So parents, we have to really look into the things we do, as Dr. Hudson said, around our children, and look at how it will affect them. Any other question? I'm seeing who are persons we can talk to. Okay, I think this is a question. Who are persons we can talk to as parents to help us better communicate and understand what our children are going through, especially when the child is very reserved? So that question is in the chat. I repeat, who are persons we can talk to as parents to help us better communicate and understand what our children are going through, especially when the child is very reserved? Over to you, Dr. Hudson.
I would have alluded to earlier that we have the child guidance, child psychologist or therapist, and we have the child guidance, which the center is on the grounds of the St. Jago Park Health Center. They have a unit there that you can get a referral and take the child there for help. The school counselor or teacher, why they see your child in a different setting? Why school teacher or counselor? Or the therapist, why a therapist? They are trained, so they would understand the child development. And at each stage of development, there are some things that should be had. So depending on what age group you are alluding to, we have child's play. We have a number of things that we do. Appropriate language use with child so we can bring out and to know what is happening. So why the school counselor, that they see your child in a different setting and may pick on a behavior or mood you don't see at home. How do they help? They offer insight on how your child interacts with peers or under stress at school. So they suggest, like communicating strategies and all those things based on their expertise and based on the need of that individual child. Because maybe what might work for one child to bring out what is happening for this child might not work for the other child. So the teacher might have the different strategies. Another parent, you can speak to another parent. They can offer lived experience because their child might have done the same thing and the strategy would have worked. And depending on our behavior as a parent also, that allow the child to behave in that particular manner. All right? So you can trust a trusted friend, extended family friend, the church. If you go to church, you can ask the Sunday school teacher or the pastor to talk to the child. So you have different approaches that you can take to get to the child.
Okay, and we also, to add to that in the chat, we have the CPFSA has parenting skills sessions that help parents as well.
Yes.
And let me just add that Angels Primary Schools Parent Power Hour have sessions that also can help you. So if you have a topic that you want to hear, we present on, you can always feel free to come to the guidance department, or we have also the register, the link that is in the chat for you to fill the register. You can always place their suggested topic. We do look at them and we do find presenters to present on them. So you can get the tips that you're looking for. And this panel is one of the main reasons The main focus for this channel is to assist parents in their development, because there are so many questions out there. I mean, parents were not born with a manual, Dr. Hudson. So these sessions are to help our parents in different aspects. So the person who would have given us this question, feel free, if you have a special topic that you'd like us to present on, please inform me. At this time, we have a hand raised from Mrs. Squire, so I will allow her to go ahead.
Good evening again.
Good evening.
Yes. Thank you again, Dr. Hudson, for your presentation. I have, I should say, a concern and also a question. For some children, I don't think some parents realize that they put on a lot of pressure on their children to perform academically. And when the children realize that they are not able to live up to that expectation, then sometimes it gets so severe that they even commit suicide. And another milder form of it is that they are so fearful to try even while they are in class, right? So parents, even though we're looking at behavior, your expectation of how your children should perform academically also affects them when they are in the school setting. All right, the question is now, what do you say to a child and to a parent? And I'm also speaking from observation, even in church setting and even in the community. There are some parents who you want to tell them that their children are displaying bad behavior in the public, but because of the behavior of the very parent, you are afraid to say it to them. And the behavior is so atrocious. But because of how you know that the parent may react, you avoid saying anything to them, and the behavior is just getting worse to the point where you feel that sometimes it is going to get out of hand. What do you say to a parent like that to let them know that their behavior is affecting their child in a very negative way?
Listen to me. That's a very good question. Our parent nowadays, some of our parents nowadays, you see? Somebody said, know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Tell them about something that's been go. And the approach too. Let's be realistic too. You know, start with compassion, not accusation. So even though you know that they need to face the truth about the child, how are you going to tell them the truth about their child when you know it's the truth? How you talk to them about it. I want to talk to you about something that's been on my heart. And, you know, I'm sharing it because I care about you and your child, especially the child. I notice that you have been trying to curtail such and such a behavior, and you kind of lean towards the child because you know that one with cuss you off and tell you say you're fasting in business. So you kind of lean to a particular end to get over to the other end so you can straighten out the thing. So you be creative about in how you say it. So create that kind of a safety in a peaceful, with a motive of love, and not allowing any form of judgment to come out of it. So you can get them to acknowledge what it's hard to hear. Are you with me? So you will say things like, I know that this might be hard to bear and to hear. No parent ever want to feel like their child is struggling. Let me alone tell them. Let me alone tell him say enough and enough behave. So you're going to break it softly. So this will lower any form of defense that is going to be coming out. It will help to lower that kind of a defense. So you got to be honest. Stick to the observation, not labels. I observe that. And use the I statement to avoid any blame. I've noticed that the child, really withdrawn lately. It might not mean something serious, but I think it's worth paying attention to. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does. And even as you speak, I was even thinking that maybe sometimes, maybe you are not the one, or we are not the one who should really speak to the parent, but somebody else who you would practically say that person is neutral. That person never had any interaction with the parent or the child before, so they wouldn't look at you as someone passing judgment on their child or on themselves. So let somebody who's neutral, who's not so close to the situation, speak to the parent about it.
Now, how are you going to get that person in? Remember, trust issue, and you're fasting into them business, So to use an external person who you might think that is neutral, they know you. And if you get an external person to come first in my business, I wish she had gone with. She had watch me and tell people my business.
No, man.
No, depends on how you said you get a neutral person. You have to be careful how you get in a third party in. You following me?
Yes, I am.
All right, good.
All right, so we have one last question in the chat before we go. Thank you, Dr. Hudson and Ms. Squire. The parent is asking, for parents who believe that being very strict will earn more respect from their children and that showing too much softness will only lead to being taken advantage of, what guidance would you offer them? That is for parents who believe that being strict will earn more respect from their children and that showing too much softness will only lead to being taken advantage of. What guidance would you offer them?
For parents, let me read that again.
For parents.
Read that again for me.
For parents who believe that being strict will earn more respect from their children and that showing too much softness will only lead to being taken advantage of, what guidance you offer them?
All right, based on the presentation just now, one of the things that I will encourage that children just don't need rules. They need bonding. They need a relationship. So when you have a relationship with a child, remember I bring out the point where the glass might fall and the milk spill and all of those things. When you have a relationship, let's do it together. So you could hold the responsibility for both of you to say that, all right, never mind, and both of you take the responsibility of cleaning up the place. I know you want your child to grow up and strong, respectful, and be prepared for life, and that's a sign of deep love and responsibility. You're doing what you believe is best. So you're going to start with empathy. Are you with me? Am I making sense? Start with some empathy. The fear base. There is this fear base. The fear keep coming out based on the question now. The respect base. There is a big difference between a child who fears their parents and the one who respect them. Fear might get the obedience in short term. So because I'm afraid, can't bother the nice and the chatting here today, so I'm just wash up them plate here. So, but respect is what build that trust to say that I have a responsibility. Mom and dad, they're hoping with me. So the long-term influence, I don't do it because I'm afraid, but because I know I have a responsibility. All right. So you can also ask for guidance when you think about the adults who, all of these things, we can always ask for guidance. All right?
Okay. Miss Palmer, did that answer your question? Oh, she said thank you. So, as it is now 8 minutes past 9, so I think we can close now. And I want to ask Miss Squire to do the honors of saying a big thank you to Dr. Hudson. If there is no other question, we will go straight into that segment. Miss Squire? Mrs. Squire? Okay, Miss Harris, are you there? Okay, Miss Harris, I'm not hearing Mrs. Harris. Mrs. Nelson, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Please go ahead and give the vote of thanks to Dr. Hudson.
Dr. Hudson, as the Angels family and community, we want to say to you a big thank you, a heartfelt thank you for your contribution this evening. Indeed, as a parent, I have also learned and I've taken advice that you have given. I want to be the best parent I can be, and I know all the Angels family that are online want to be the best parent. And we thank you for your words of wisdom. And what I appreciate about your presentation is the way in which you calmly explain to us how we can actually act around our children so that they can become the best versions of themselves. And so tonight, we want to say thank you so much for taking the time out to giving us a wonderful presentation, one that was exciting, one that was captivating. And we pray that Holy God will bless you richly, enlarge your territory, and be with you in your walk as you go along daily. Bless you.
Thank you, and I join with Mrs. Nelson for that. And as we go, I just want to remind us all to, as parents, differentiate between respect and fear. Balance firmness with warmth. Strictness can lead to rebellion. Remember that. Children learn emotional regulation from parents. Respect grows through relationship. Guidance, the authoritative approach, some persons it will work with, while some persons it will not. The key takeaway from this presentation for me is that being too strict may control behavior for a while, but harms long-term respect and trust. Being too soft may cause a lack of discipline. The best approach is a balance of firmness and love, rules with reason, correction with passion. So, parent, as you go this evening, remember that your attitude, your behavior have an impact on your child, either at home or in public. So let us continue being good parents. Let us learn. If we need to go to parent sessions, find them. Find the sessions and the centers and the agency that will provide same for you. So tonight we say, on behalf of our principal, Mr. Nero Christian, and the Angels Primary School family, we say good night and goodbye from our first series for 2025-2026. It is our Angels Primary School Parent Power Hour. We say good night. God bless. Thank you again, Dr. Hudson. And we'll see you next month in October with another hot topic. on our Parent Power Hour.
You're
Good night.
welcome.
Okay. Thanks for everyone that joined. Please remember, if you did not fill the register, we're asking you to do so before you go online. Have a good night, everyone. We at Angels Primary School, we love you.